And welcome back. The African Diaspora International Film Festival is a minority-led, not-for-profit international film festival presenting and educating about films, exploring the human experiences of people of color all over the world in order to inspire imaginations, disrupt stereotypes, and help transform attitudes, perpetuating injustice. The festival will be continuing all the way until December the 11th. And joining us now to share more details, we've got the co-director and co-founder of the African Diaspora International Film Festival, Diarah N'Daw-Spech. And then we've also got documentarian Nyasha Laing. And good to have you both.
Thank you for having us.
Great to be here.
Yes, and so Diarah, I'll start with you. Festivals going on, and obviously an opportunity for people to really tap into a diverse group of people with a diverse perspective on life, culture, and the world.
Yes, absolutely. And we have a wonderful lineup of films from the Caribbean in particular. You know, there's a strong retention, African retention in the Caribbean. And we have films from Cuba, from Haiti, from Barbados, from Jamaica, from the Dominican Republic. And I think, you know, one of the highlights is a film called Sugarcane Malice that talks about the working conditions of Haitian workers in the Dominican Republic through the voice of the workers. That's a very important film and not to be missed. And of course, we have Kumina Queen, which is one of the films that we are delighted to have the filmmaker with us on that film.
Yeah, and so we've got the filmmaker herself here with us, and we're glad to have her sharing. And Nyasha, talk to us about Kumina Queen.
Yeah, thanks again for having me. And I love BronxNet for all that you do to promote sort of diaspora communities, especially in New York. Kumina is a ritual, a traditional African ancestral spiritual form from Jamaica that has origins in the Congo and is still alive in Jamaica. And I made this film because I was inspired by a woman named Queenie, who was a priestess, a contemporary, a modern day priestess in this practice. And she channeled the music and the dance and the rituals into, you know, in her life, into healing practices, and also made it popular around the world by bringing it to places like the Smithsonian and the Commonwealth Festival in the UK.
And Nyasha, talk to me about the fact of just having your film being seen at this documentary right here in New York City. Got to be a great feeling to be able to have this documentary around.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to screen this in New York because, again, you know, as Diarah mentioned, our Caribbean communities are thriving. And I would wager to say there are probably people in New York that practice or hold on to this particular tradition and some of the music and dance around it even more than some of the people back home in Jamaica. So I'm hoping that it can touch people, and I'm looking forward to the conversations. And this is, you know, I myself have roots in Belize and then ancestry in Jamaica. So we're all connected. And I just love how in a place like New York, we can share our stories, lineages, and look, you know, to the future by exploring culture in this way.
Yeah. Diarah, talk to us, 30th anniversary. We talked before, but talk about why this year is something different for you.
Well, you know, it's a landmark, 30 years. I didn't really know that we would be going on for 30 years. But the fact of the matter is, even though there's an explosion of films that deal with the Black experience, especially in the commercial, you know, space and on streaming, etc., I think that the festival has, you know, brings another dimension in terms of the, you know, like the opportunity for deeper conversation. The films that we present are rooted in the reality of the Black experience. And so they are, they provide a chance for dialogue across different communities. And for anyone interested in learning more and thinking about social justice and empowerment in the Black community, the festival is a great place. And I'm so thrilled that after 30 years, we continue to do this work, and it's still as important today as it is, because even though there's a lot of things happening, a lot of it is based on entertainment more so than on the reality. And what we offer is a deeper conversation, as I said earlier. So I think it's, I'm happy to be able to be back in person because it was for 2 years it was on streaming, and that you don't have that opportunity to have a connection. So we have filmmakers coming from the UK, from the Netherlands, from France, from Brazil, from the Caribbean, from Dominican Republic. So I think that's really interesting to be able to have that moment where we as Black people connect together, get a chance to really exchange and discover our own, specificity in our cultural realities, and at the same time exchange and learn. It's a beautiful thing.
Nyasha, talk to me about how long it took you to really put this film together. I know it's a labor of love for you, but how long was the process?
Yeah, thanks for that question. It took about 5 years, starting with research, archival research, to try and find traces of Queenie, and to make sure that the work was grounded in research that had been done, like field research, anthropological research done around this particular ritual, which involves, by the way, spirit possession, which is a part of Vodun, which is a part of Candomblé and many traditions around the world. So it took some years just to kind of like follow the trail of this particular story and this journey. But then the actual making of it was really about 3 years, and post-production in the US with the sound and the sound design and some animation that we did here as well. So the film was released in September in Trinidad and Tobago, and then it's gone to Memphis. And so this is like its first run in festivals this year.
And what do you hope that people will be able to take away from the experience of watching your film?
Yeah, thanks again for these questions. To really get to the point, I think that I myself really went into this with less openness than I realized, in terms of learning all aspects of our culture, including something like spirit possession, where you connect with the ancestors, whether you want to or not, in a space where you might even be, the idea is that you're actually possessed by a spirit, right? And for us in the Western world, these are concepts that seem a little foreign. And so what I think people can take from the film is to be open, to go on a journey, and to be changed by that.
Pretty interesting things. And so, Diarah, before we leave, how can people still participate in the film festival?
So they can visit our website. It's nyadiff.org. And that's the best place to get all the information. We also have schedules at the various theaters that people can pick up to have something on paper that they can study if they want to. And nyadiff.org is the place to go.
Nyasha, well, thank you for being with us. Diarah, thank you for being with us as well. And congratulations on the film, and hopefully much success for the both of you. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All righty. Well, viewers, if you want more information, you can visit the website at nyadiff.org, and then follow them on Facebook and Twitter at nyadiff. Don't go anywhere. We've got more open right after this.